The City of Life plays host to Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL once again. We descend upon the Alonte Gym here in Biñan for the virtual 3-game series we have dubbed Labanan ng Laguna as the home squad Biñan Tatak goes up against the San Pedro Spartans Lucas. We begin at the 18 and under division where both teams are neck and neck at the top of the standings. Who will take the win in the battle of the Panganays? As you take a look at the schedule for today, we are in the second half of our schedule. It is the Labanan ng Laguna between the Biñan Tatak and the San Pedro Spartans Lucas. And we're glad that you could join us this afternoon. My name is Joel Percon alongside my partner, Coach Noy Africa. Coach, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, and you sound very glad. I wonder why.
I wonder why.
But a very interesting matchup, of course. Biñan having won their first 4 games, now coming off a loss, while San Pedro lost their first game but won their last 2. So let's see what gives in this ball game.
Yes, of course. Let's take a look at our 2 protagonists a little bit closer. Let's start with the home team. That's Biñan Tatak. How were they in their last game? They lost that game, Coach.
As I said earlier, after winning their first 2 games, lost their last one against the Palawan Urich Builders by 2 points in that game. You know, it's very hard to win a game when you allow your opponents to shoot 53% from the field, although they were able to hit more 3-pointers, plus 15 for them. They gave up too many points in the paint, giving up 52 points against Palawan, while also giving up 22 fast break points in that game. The player who did well for Biñan Tatak, John Cyrus Himao, finishing with 20 points and 4 rebounds.
And let's take a look at the San Pedro Spartans Lucas. How were they in their last game?
Well, the San Pedro Spartans, again, coming off a win against the Cavite City Aces Solar 70-66. They shot very well from the field, hitting half of their shots, 50%. Although they were out-rebounded in that game, they forced Cavite into more turnovers, 20, which they converted into 23 points off turnovers. And Jonas Panahon really broke out in that game, actually matching his average of 31 points, but in that game added 3 rebounds and 5 steals.
And this is the matchup. The table is set. Let's not take any longer. Let's turn you over to our venue announcer, Denzel Santiago, to start itong ating Labanan ng Laguna.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Alonte Sports Arena here in Biñan City, Laguna. This is the Season 2 of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. The basketball action continues between the 18 under of Biñan Tatak and San Pedro Spartans. We're live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now it's time to meet the starters from your Biñan San Pedro Spartans. Guard number 7, Brent De Luna. Also guard number 17, John Lloyd Sullivan. Forward number 29, Jonas Panaod. Also forward number 5, Carlos De Guzman. Playing center number 13, Dwayne Lirio. Head coach of San Pedro Spartans, James Olencino, assisted by Chico Tsan, Boy Bangaren, Terry Pulinga, Tim Oller, Michel Bersosa. And now it's time to meet the starters from your Biñan Tatak. Guard number 29, J. Tantro Insalo. Also guard number 33, Kaiser Cachuela. Forward number 95, Marcus Miguel Salameda. Also forward number 54, Tom Yasin Garcia. Playing center number 24, John Cyrus Magsino. Head coach of Biñan Tatak, Rolly Almodelo. Assisted by Mark Arzola, Alan Mangahas, Raul Ponsalion, Angelo Rosales. Team manager.
As we take a look at the starters for both teams, the right starters for San Pedro, Brent De Luna, John Lloyd Sullivan, Jonas Panahon, Carlos De Guzman, and Dwayne Lirio. Meanwhile, for the Biñan Tatak Gel, you've got G. Andrew Intano, Kaisler Cachuela, Marco Salameda, Tom Garcia, and John Cyrus Magsino. And officiating this ball game for today, we've got crew chief Dong Ramos, umpire 1 Von Racho, and umpire 2 Nino Barcenas. First crack at the basket will go to the San Pedro Spartans. De Luna with the ball, calling out the play. Asking Panahon to go to the right wing. Sullivan up top. They swing it over to De Luna. Nice eye in the sky play for Panahon to the basket.
Well executed play there for San Pedro to start the ball game, and we expect this team of Coach James Tolentino to be very particular with their execution.
As Biñan Tatak Gel, the home team right now, trying to run their own play. Triple on the way, that's to the left, and it is rebounded by Lirio. Here's De Luna with the ball, gives it up to Panahon, their top scorer. Sullivan attacks middle, wanted to get it to Panahon, but it was stolen all the way to the basket. That's G. Drew Intano.
Well, they have to be very attentive to their transition defense itong Biñan Tatak Gel, as they gave up 22 fast break points to Palawan in their first loss so far in the tournament.
As De Guzman gets a pound for pound foul counted play, brought to you, of course, by Pound for Pound Fitness. Experience the pound effect. Bonus free throw goes, extending their lead to 3, 5-2. Early in the first quarter, here in the Alonte gym in Biñan. Biñan looking for options. Jumper is blocked by Panahon, and he will have a clear path to the basket, but Sullivan gets the pass and the basket.
I like that selfishness being shown here by Panahon. He knows he can get his. He's averaging 31 points, but getting the other guys going and rewarding Sullivan for rim running in that play.
As a foul is called there, that will be on Jonas Panahon. And that's Cachuela. So go to the line for 2. Cachuela with a bright blonde hair.
Probably something that you should try, Joel, the bright blonde hair.
Bright blonde hair. I don't know if that'll work for me. Maybe you can try it, Coach.
Maybe.
As 2 free throws go in for Cachuela, cutting that lead down to 3, 7-4. Here's Panahon on the attack. Panahon goes up. That shot is partially blocked by Salameda. On the fast break, the ball will stay with the white shirts. Cachuela triggering the inbound. Gets it to Intano. Biñan running their play. Intano open from 3. Yes, sir!
And if you're San Pedro, you know this Biñan team really shoots a lot of threes. Does not really shoot a high percentage, only 29%. But in that game against Palawan, they took 30 threes, able to convert on 10.
So you will need to extend your defense. Or maybe they'll employ a similar defense to what our Gilas Pilipinas employed throughout the Olympic qualifying tournament, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. But you cannot allow a three-point shooting team like Biñan to shoot threes like that.
And that is Intano's second here. After missing that first wide left, he has recalibrated his shot and made his last 2. Pressure defense by Biñan, but the ball will stay with the red shirts.
Again, we see that a lot here in the junior MPBL. Everybody trying to pressure the basketball, so all teams will really need to have a very efficient press break to be able to solve those pressure defense, as you see the referees asking Cachuela to take out that
Baller. Yeah, the
baller
baller.
ID.
Yeah. Here is San Pedro. It has been a 6-0 run by Biñan, and that drought for San Pedro will continue.
And after scoring their first basket on a perfect execution, this time gets caught with a 24-second violation, something Coach James will not be very happy about.
That's why he immediately subbed out his point guard, Laguna. And it looks like John Carl Gadlan, a tall playmaker, will also enter the ballgame.
Of course, we're very familiar with the game of John Carl Gadlan. Used to play for Imos, if I'm not mistaken, in the 16 and under division. So one of those players who have moved up and actually moved teams already.
As a miss there on the corner for Intano. Here is San Pedro. Sullivan for three. Yes!
And that very subtle pass fake for Sullivan did not allow the defenders of Biñan to be able to close out on him. Knocks down that open three.
He froze his defenders there, coach, with that pass fake. As Intano looking to attack. Kicks it out this time. Cachuela, the fake. The pass is stolen. Running down court is Ferolino. And that ball will be tipped out of bounds and will stay with the red shirts.
But I like the read there for Ferolino. Saw that he did not have the numbers, did not force the issue, but when he gave it up to Sullivan, Sullivan attacking the defense. Luckily, they keep possession.
Triggering the inbound is Ferolino. Here's Sullivan. Goes inside and will draw a foul.
Right now, Sullivan looking for his shot, looking for his points. So for 5 points in the game, he's averaging 5 points. So already at his average, still very early in the first quarter.
They're looking for that third scorer here in the San Pedro lineup. They mainly get their offense from Panahon, a huge bunch of it, 31 points, and then the second top scorer is already Gadlan with 11.
And again, John Lloyd Sullivan hitting us 2 free throws now at 7 points. And again, we've had a history of the John Lloyds, the John Lords having a big game.
As a miss underneath from Biñan. Here's Ferolino, pushes it up. Here's Gadlan. Ball is stripped and he loses control and it'll go out of bounds and back to Biñan.
This is going to be quite an adjustment for John Carl Gadlan. Used to be the primary playmaker for Imos. Plays the point forward.
Ball goes out of bounds and it will stay with Biñan, I believe. A timeout is called on the floor. The score is 12-10. It's a 2-point lead for the San Pedro Spartans. Lucas, this timeout is brought to you by Nature Spring, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos.
We'll be hearing a lot of new names para dito sa Biñan Tatak Gel. It's because most of their players had prior commitments. So yung second group at third group, yun yung magkikreate ng statement for this match. But for Coach Rolly, he is unbothered. Definitely yung mga homegrown players daw ang magpapakilara sa larong ito. But he is expecting na syempre, since home court nga ito, dapat yung laro nila ay parang nasa bahay lang talaga nila. Gentlemen.
Parang mahirap yun pag nasa bahay lang, masyadong magiging relax yun, coach.
Well, if you ask me, that would probably be the situation I would be in. Kung nasa bahay ako ngayon, malamang I'd be sitting in my very comfortable chair watching this very interesting game,
This very
listening to you. I'd probably fall asleep. Just kidding, but again, that's why you're allowed up to 25, I think, in the lineup. So
Yes.
that gives an opportunity also for the other players, especially when at this point school beginning to start in some of the schools, and the opportunity for the other guys to step up in the absence of the others who will always prioritize their school commitment.
Exactly. So, katulad ng sabi ni Daphne Cristobal, as the third member of the panel here for today, opportunity for those who are not the usual rotation players for Biñan to make their names known.
And so far, they've been able to keep in step with San Pedro, only down by 2.
And one such name is this guy, Jeeth Andrew Intano. He scored on back-to-back threes earlier. He's got the ball right now. Pulls up for one and makes his third.
Already with 11 points, almost doubling his tournament average of 6 points.
Pagpapakilala ba kamo? As Amboy gets that layup. Here's Intano, his pass almost picked off. Ball is tipped out of bounds and will stay with Biñan with 15 seconds on their shot clock. As a couple of substitutions come in for both teams. Sharon for Sullivan. And easy basket for Brandon Reyes. Carolino with the ball. Goes up for three. Yes, sir!
Pulling up from the top of the key 3. Carolino now, that's his first points of the ball game.
Here's Intano. Gives it up. Gets it right back. He has been deadly from the outside. Goes inside this time, and his shooting arm was hit.
And that's a great read there by Intano. As you see, again, that three-pointer from Ferolino, as the defense now closing out on Intano, puts the ball on the floor and able to fish for a foul.
As we take a look at Coach Rolly of the Biñan Tatak Gel, steering this team to 4 straight wins before finally losing in their last game against Palawan.
And again, after you win 4 straight, you're going to have a target on your back. And that Palawan Urich Builder squad also very stacked. And that time, losing only by 2 points.
That was a very tight game. All because of a comeback by Biñan Tatak Gel. They were actually down 73-57 with 5 minutes left in the game. And then they went on a 16-1 run. Shot inside is no good para dito kay Rubang. It was Rubang who got player of the game honors in their last game. Here's Gadlan going inside all the way, but his shot is a little too strong. And Biñan having some trouble bringing down the ball, but foul will be called. And Cachuela, the foul will be called an Amboy. Cachuela will go to the line for 2.
And for Biñan, I guess arguably their top three players don't seem to be available here. Jean Hemao, you've got Jeremy Godoy and Wilhelm Cabunilas not available to play, and still they're keeping in step with San Pedro, only down by a single point.
And chance for Cachuela to knot that game up right now. But he
does
doesn't.
not. He does not the game.
Ferrolino goes up for the shot. Doesn't go. Rubang kicks it back out to Charon. Here's Gadlan. 7 seconds in the quarter. Gadlan gets it to Ferrolino for 3. Bounces out. And that's it for the first quarter. The score is 19 to 18, a 1-point lead for the San Pedro Spartans. As we take a look at some highlights from the first quarter, San Pedro got out early, but Jeeth Intano got hot from the outside, bringing the home team back. Coach Noy and I will be back for the second quarter. This is Labanan ng Laguna. And we'll be right back. You're still with us here in the City of Life, Biñan, Laguna. Joel Parcon alongside my partner, Coach Noy Africa, and we are watching 18 under action in the South Division between the Biñan Tatak Gel and the San Pedro Spartans, Labanan ng Laguna, 18 under. As we start the second quarter. Coach, what were the statistics that stood out to you back in the first quarter?
So far, yung labanan ng Laguna natin has been an offensive showcase for both teams, shooting very well from the field. San Pedro 53%, Biñan 50% from the three-point area. Also very efficient are both teams. 2 out of 3, 66% for San Pedro. 3 out of 5, 60% for Biñan. And usually when you've got very high field goal percentage numbers, that usually drops down. Basically because it's the law of averages.
It's the law of averages as Rubang goes up and will draw a foul. Will he get continuation? Yep, I guess he will as he prepares at the line to shoot for 2.
Frank Rubang broke out in their last game, finishing with a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 8 of which coming from the offensive end. So far in the tournament, he's averaging 9 points and 6 rebounds. So actually, every game that we cover here is an opportunity for the players to break out, and always very interesting to see us. Of course, we're here. We're always trying to monitor unconsciously their growth, their developments, and just seeing them put up big numbers. Always a treat for us numbers geeks.
Let's put it out there. We are numbers geeks. Yes, of course. Seeing all of these young basketball players break out and come up with great numbers every once in a while, or even consistently, it's always a treat for us as they are given this platform to showcase their wares. Of course, that is one of the main thrusts of Junior MPBL, to provide our players with that platform for them to show what they can do in the hopes of furthering their basketball journeys.
And of course, coming soon, the Junior MPBL D-League, the 21 under. Of course, here in the Junior MPBL, so far we're covering the 14, 16, and 18 under. And it's just about time, panahon na, para magkaroon ng 21 under Junior MPBL D-League.
Exactly, such a timely opportunity for these young basketball players as well. So after the 18 and under, it's not yet done. They can continue. They can go into the 21 under, and then who knows, if they perform really well there, they can even go up to the pros in the MPBL.
So again, that's an added benefit for teams to be joining the junior MPBL with that program of having teams in the 14, 16, 18, 21, and eventually, they can progress to the quote-unquote senior MPBL.
Yep, and that 21 under D-League is coming up soon, sometime this July. And just like our social media pages and follow us on Instagram so that you can get updated with developments in the developmental league. As speaking of development, that's Lirio underneath with the basket.
Biñan, you do not want to give those looks to Lear, especially deep in the post.
And on that attack, that's no good, but the putback is there for Brandon Reyes.
And one of those players trying to take advantage of opportunities to play. But this guy, walang panahon. Just continuing to put points on the board now with 6 points.
And the score is now 29-20. It's a 9-point lead for the guest team, San Pedro. As Intano attacks inside but doesn't get the basket. Rebound going to San Pedro. And ball goes out of bounds. And we'll go to Biñan as we've got a report from Daphne. Daphne, take it away.
A chance to know where they are and a chance to know where they can be. For the Spartans, they're aware how Biñan can be one of the top contenders for the South Division, and so they would embrace it even more. Coach James Tolentino shared that there's nothing wrong with being over-prepared, so the red shirts must stay close and just hang on to what's in store for them. Joel and Coach Noy.
Well, right now, they're not just hanging on. They are up by 9, 29-20.
Well, I thought Daphne was talking about relationships, where they are and where they can be. But again, in life, of course, it's not wrong to be over-prepared.
Exactly.
You'd always want, to always have extra ammo, especially in a game like this. You're gonna have extra adjustments that you can make, especially since you did that in practice. And right now, we're seeing the benefits of their over-preparation ahead by 9 against Biñan.
We've got 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. I just want to ask Coach, what does that say about me? When I heard Daphne talk about where they are and where they can be, I thought immediately about like a company, visioning.
I don't know.
You thought about the relationships, I thought about strategic planning.
I was actually thinking about lunch.
Lunch.
Yeah, where we had lunch and where we could have had lunch.
Ah, okay. Now it's on my mind as well as Panahon gets to the basket, making this an 11-point lead for San Pedro, 31-20.
So that's what you like about a guy like Panahon. We were already out of not minding the ball game, out of focus, and then he just brings us back in.
As Intano will miss on that three. They get the offensive rebound. One more try, and it goes in for Carlos Mota.
This has been the thing that's been keeping Biñan in the game. Those three-pointers now, 4 made threes for Biñan, 4 out of 9.
Now they just have to make that consistently to try and inch back into this ball game, as they were fruitless in that offensive attack.
Dangerous pass.
And that's why it's dangerous. Oh, it was stolen, but Panahon re-stealing it for them as Lirio shot is too strong. I think he was bothered by Intano's challenge.
John Lloyd Sullivan continuing to have a good game already with 11 points, the first in double digits for San Pedro.
And here are the Tatak Gel. Intano, he has been aggressive this ball game, missing on that layup, but the putback is in for Tom Garcia.
see how very comfortable he is under the paint. Did not even have to look at the rim, putting enough English, and that's something that you master. It's really a matter of reps.
So those reps, he probably even got at pound for pound fitness.
Oh, yeah.
As De Luna will go to the line for 2.
He got, not me.
Yes.
So right now it's actually San Pedro out rebounding Biñan 17-7.
That will be a point for concern for Coach Rolly. As you see, Coach James Tolentino. And Sullivan will be given a breather, so will Lirio. We can expect that they will be back in this game probably before the quarter ends. Shot doesn't go for Garcia. Ball goes out of bounds and will stay with the white shirts. Three on the way. Yes, sir. That's Montañez with a 3.
Continuing to keep Biñan in the game. The three-point shooting now 5 threes made for them.
Pass by De Luna was too tight. And it's picked off by Biñan. Intano bringing down the ball. Gives it up to Montañez. Back to Intano. Montañez for 3. That's off, but underneath the undergoal stab doesn't go for Garcia. Here come the red shirts. De Luna looking for options. Panahon with the ball. Looks at the 3. Goes inside. Floater up and in.
Just a very efficient scorer. Panahon really takes his time very patiently, looking for the right shot to take.
The right time to take the shot. As Intano with the ball. That ball is tapped from behind by Panahon. Up ahead. That shot goes in for Marcael Tanfeliz, forcing Biñan to call a timeout. The score is 38-28, 10-point lead for San Pedro. Coach Noy and I will be back. We'd of course like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Doride, Bola ng Pinoy, Pound for Pound Fitness Experience, The Pound Effect, Pound Active, Wing Bowl. It's like coming home. Nature Spring, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacob, and Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava. San Pedro enjoying a 10-point lead right now, 38-28, with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go here in the first half.
And it's even San Pedro trying to put pressure on the basketball.
Here's Intano, able to cross the half-court line. 13 seconds on their shot clock. Cachuela gonna get a screen from Garcia. And a foul will be called on Autor.
It's only going to be their first team foul, so still a lot of fouls to give here for San Pedro. They can afford to be more aggressive in the final 50 seconds.
Cachuela will trigger the inbound, gives it to Intano. He had those 2 threes in the first and another one here in the second. And another foul will be called there. I think that will be on Feliz Tan. Or Tan Feliz. Oh, so it's still on Autor.
Actually turned out to be a good foul as that drive for Intano does not count.
Here's Intano once again. Gives it up to Cachuela. Cachuela on the attack. Drop pass is tipped, but Intano is there for three. That shot is short. Rubang with a rebound. Autor gets it to Gadlan. He sees 15 seconds on the shot clock, asking for a screen from Rubang. Gadlan goes up. Shot is off. Rebound picked up by Biñan. 6 seconds on the clock. Intano, yes, with the layup. And San Pedro Spartans will call a timeout with 1.8 seconds to go here in the first half after that magical move by Intano. We'll be back. And we've got 1.8 seconds to go in the half. It is San Pedro up 38-30 as they will try to draw up one last play.
I'm sure Biñan at this stage cannot afford to foul. You're already in the penalty with 14 fouls. Any fouls will send San Pedro to the free throw line.
It will be Lirio triggering the inbound. Here's Gadlan. Hail Mary shot won't go. So at the half, the score is 38-30. An 8-point lead for the San Pedro Spartans as the Biñan Tatak Gel have fallen a bit behind here. It was that relentless attack by the San Pedro Spartans that gave them this lead. We'll be back for the second half. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Number one bottled water in the Philippines. Don Benitos, Pambansang Kasaba. Jinka Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty. Pound Active for quality sportswear. Chris Jacob Collection for affordable but quality daily perfumes. Wing Bowl, it's like coming home.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Manny.
And at the half, the score is 38-30. It's an 8-point lead for the San Pedro Spartans as the Biñan Tatak Gel have fallen behind after that attack by the San Pedro Spartans towards the end, the second half of that second quarter. We're taking a look at some halftime highlights. Tan Feliz with a breakaway layup. Those were his only 2 points, and we take a look at the leading scorers for the first half.
We've already got 2 players for San Pedro in double digits. John Lloyd Sullivan with 11. You've got Jonas Panahon with 10. De Guzman with 3. While for Biñan, it has been Jeeth Andrew Intano has been leading the way for Biñan. 14 points. I believe 3 3-pointers already, while you've got Reyes and Mota with 4 and 3 respectively. But in that first half, San Pedro has been making basketball easy, getting good looks at the basket as shown by their field goal percentage, 62% against 33% for Biñan. Biñan has been able to stay in the game mainly due to that 3-point shooting, making 3 more than San Pedro, 5-2. But rebounding, pretty much San Pedro in control, 19-10, and points in the paint has been where San Pedro has built this lead, 26 points in the paint against just 10 for Biñan.
And a lot of those points in the paint also coming off that fast break attack by the San Pedro Spartans. And they are now up by 8, 28-20, as we are about to start our third quarter. The Biñan Tatak Gel, they really talk things over in a dugout to try and figure out a way to get back into their winning ways. Of course, they started this second season of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL on a 4-game winning streak before losing their last game. And they're now on the hunt for another winning streak. Meanwhile, it is the San Pedro Spartans who lost their first game and are now on a current 2-game winning streak.
Of course, very hard pressed for Biñan to start a winning streak, especially missing 3 players. They pretty much have to cover 41 points combined coming from these 3 players, Temao, Godoy, and Cabunilas. So where will the 41 points come from for the side of Biñan?
As we are about to start the second half, Intano, of course, coach, has done his part to try and fill in those 41 points. Salameda will miss underneath, but the putback, oh, still nothing going for Cruz. Third, helping, finally gets the score for them.
Garcia now with 4 points in the ball game, all of which coming inside the paint.
Here's De Luna. Getting it to Panahon for 3. Yes, sir!
And aside from worrying about the 41 points that you're losing without your 3 top guns, you've got a Jonas Panahon already with 13 points in the game, scoring in every imaginable way, this time hitting from distance.
Here's Intano. Gives it up to the wing. That ball is stolen by Panahon. Here's San Pedro on another fast break attack.
Jonas Panahon deciding that it's time to score. 5 quick points here in the third quarter. Gives his team an 11-point lead.
And Biñan has brought in Nunez here in the second half. But that's a miss underneath by Reyes.
Put the wrong spin on the ball that time.
That's uncharacteristic given how well he was performing underneath in the first half. Here is San Pedro. De Luna with the ball. They get it to the corner. Panahon kicks it back out. Oh, it was between Sullivan and De Luna. They didn't know who was supposed to get that ball. It was right smack in the middle of the two of them.
Parang ano yun, volleyball, mine. But
Nobody
went in
actually
the
went
middle.
for it. Here's Intano. Giving it up to Salameda. Biñan, they've got 2 seconds on their clock. Ball, the play will continue. De Luna bringing down the ball, gives it up to Sullivan at the corner. De Luna, nice sidestep, but his shot misses. Lirio kicks it out. De Guzman for 3. That's too long. Sullivan decided not to go and try and save that ball.
Still a good decision there for Lirio. Kicking out to a wide open De Guzman, just unable to knock it down.
Nunez. They get it over to Salameda. And our referee saying that someone touched the cheek of Salameda. Here is Salameda once again. Drops it off. Too strong that time, but on the putback, that's in for Brandon Reyes. De Luna will be called for the foul. That is a pound-for-pound fitness foul counted play.
Actually, Biñan has been making a living with a second chance points already with 17 in the game.
And we've got a report from Daphne. Daphne, what you got?
Let's look better. That's how Coach James ended their halftime huddle. Earlier, nabanggit nga sa ni Coach James na isa sa mga pet peeve niya o yung mga naiirita siya, ayaw niya sa isang player is yung every time na nag-a-agree pero hindi naman pala naiintindihan yung instructions. A few seconds remaining ng second quarter, Frank Rubang unable to secure that basket kaya medyo napagalitan nga siya ni Coach James. He just wants his players to always listen and apply what he is instructing or saying. So can Frank and Jonas Panahon continue to take over this ballgame? What do you think, guys?
And thank you for that report, Daphne. Of course, it's important to, when you're saying yes, that should signify that you understood what your coach was saying.
Yeah, but that happens even in real life.
In real life.
You've got people nodding, but don't necessarily understand what you're trying to say. But then again, of course, Coach James Tolentino, a stickler for execution. So again, whenever he sees his players not executing on the floor, always going to be very particular about that.
And it's always a nice thing when the coaches find these opportunities for learning, even despite the fact that they were up already by 8 at that point. They were given that opportunity, and it was a learning opportunity as well for Coach James. As we take a look at this foul, pound for pound, foul counted move by Jonas Panahon going up against G's Intano.
Again, if you remember, at the end of the first half, they took a timeout with 1.8 seconds and ended up with Gadlan just heaving it from the backcourt. So again, just wanting to see them try to execute whatever was drawn up in that play. Because otherwise, there was really no need for calling a timeout and drawing up a play if you're not even going to try and execute it.
Exactly, as no need to execute any kind of play there as Lirio gets that pass to Panahon for the fast break.
Lirio, really an excellent last line of defense for San Pedro. 2 straight steals for him.
He is a mobile big man. As a foul will be called on Franz Ferolino. Substitution coming in. That's Lata coming in for Sullivan.
Again, very important to know your role. If you look at the point total for Sean Lirio, he only has 2 points, but he already has 7 rebounds. So with a guy like a Jonas Panahon, you do not need to worry about the scoring. I'm going to take care of everything else, and I'm going to earn minutes on the floor, although he gave up an offensive rebound that time to Garcia.
Actually, that's the kind of role that he and Frank Rubang fill for the San Pedro Spartans. They won't be your top scorers, but they will do the dirty work for your team. Energy guys and operators underneath. As Jan Carl Gadlan, who has gone back into the ballgame, will draw a foul on that attack.
So even if you're a very capable scorer, but you already got Panahon, Jonas Panahon, who can provide those points. So if you want to earn minutes on the floor, you're gonna have to try and fill in a role, whatever is lacking. Try to fill in whatever gaps there is in production, and that's how you get minutes.
Exactly. Here's Reyes trying to fill a role for Biñan, but missing on that layup. Ferolino with the ball. Being guarded by Nunez. Lata back to Ferolino. Gadlan. 8 seconds on their shot clock. Ferolino will fire from outside. That shot is short. Rebounded by Panahon. Goes up for the jumper. No good. Reyes with the rebound.
If you're San Pedro, even though you have an 11-point lead, you should be very worried. This is a team missing Jeremy Godoy, is pretty much the primary playmaker for Biñan. Hema, who provides the points for them, and Cabonillas, who is pretty much the big man for Biñan, and yet you're still not able to still close it out.
That was a block by Lata, leading to this fast break attack and conversion. Here is Biñan. They find themselves behind by 13. Salameda kicking it out to Montañez. Back to Salameda. Down low. Montañez for 3. Short. Rebound goes to Gadlan. He's off and running. Off to Lata for the layup. And he was fouled and will go to the line for 2.
That was a good hard foul coming from Montañez, making sure no opportunities for a 3-point play for San Pedro. But so far, the 3-point shooting has ditched the Biñan squad after making 5 out of 13 in the first half. Have not hit any in 3 attempts here in the third quarter.
As Lata is off on his first free throw. He's got one more opportunity here. That's Coach James Tolentino of the San Pedro Spartans.
Again, San Pedro, one of those teams wherein the coaches take turns being the head coach. Of course, Coach Chico Tan, I'm not sure if he's handling either the 16 or the 14 under team.
Here's Biñan. Intano with a floater. That goes in.
It's really just been Intano trying to carry his team, already with 16 points.
As Gadlan overshoots that pass. Goes to the sideline and will go back to the white shirts. Here is Intano. Looks to be the focal point of the offense of Biñan today. As called for the foul there is Raven Mina. Cachuela triggering the inbound. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Intano on the attack once again and gets to the basket for the layup.
Right now, if you're San Pedro, the guy to stop is Intano. There has really been no one else becoming a problem for them.
As that pass will go to the baseline and will stay with the red shirts. Ferolino triggering the inbound. Mina for three. That is off the side of the board, but Rubang is there for the putback. It's too strong. Intano gives it up underneath. Kick out to Cachuela. Extra pass. Intano didn't go for the three. Gadlan is up ahead for the easy layup.
That time, Intano should not have passed up that shot. You're not going to get more quality looks like than that.
Shot is up, no good. Here's Ferolino pushing it up to Soliven. Last shot, and it doesn't go. At the end of the third quarter, it's an 11-point lead for the San Pedro Spartans. 51-40 over Biñan Tatak Gel. Jonas Panahon leading the way with 19 points. And it has been Jeeth Intano for Biñan with 18. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
would like to thank the following sponsors. Doride, Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of Junior MPBL. Pound for pound, Biliga Ready. Nature's Ring, #1 bottle water in the Philippines. Don Benitos, Pambansang Kasaba. Jinka Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty. Pound Active, for quality sportswear. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes. Wingbowl, it's like coming home.
And you are still with us here in the Alonte Gym, the Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan, the City of Life. Joel Parcon alongside my partner, Coach Noy Africa, bringing you ang labanan ng Laguna. This game between the 18 under teams of Biñan Tatak Gel and the San Pedro Spartans. San Pedro currently has an 11-point lead as we start the fourth quarter. Coach, what was the story of that third quarter?
Well, despite San Pedro outscoring Biñan still, better defense played by Biñan, holding San Pedro to just 13 points after allowing them to score 19 each in the first two quarters. But so far, Biñan has been able to keep in step with San Pedro, mainly because of their offensive rebounding. They only have 22 rebounds total, but 11 of which coming from the offensive end. And outscoring San Pedro 19-4 in second chance point.
And that layup by Cachuela is blocked. It will be difficult for Biñan to win, only having 40 points. And again, we were talking about this earlier, that 41 points that they are missing for this ball game. They do average 75 points throughout their first 5 games.
But this could actually work in the favor of Biñan moving forward. Like when you've got your main guys back, you're seeing here that some players can actually also help in production, especially Intano, who now has 18 points. So you incorporate that and you put him together with the first top 3 players. And this could mean just a positive things for Biñan.
Exactly. As they will get possession once again here. Cachuela looking for someone to pass to. Intano thought about the 3, gets it over to the wing. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Going up for the shot, that is blocked by Soliven. So on the 2 offensive attacks of Biñan for this quarter, both have been foiled by San Pedro.
If you're Biñan, you cannot hesitate. You're going to have to take the open shots. That time, Magsino had an open jumper at the free throw line. Tried to get closer, but the clock was already winding down. Ended up getting blocked.
That pass by De Luna is picked off by Intano. Intano on the attack, goes up for the layup, and he will draw a foul.
Well, this is something that I wouldn't mind seeing Intano just really trying to take over, as the offense has not really been working for everybody else, and for as long as no one can stop me, I'm gonna try and put up the points on the board. And if they try to close out, maybe double, triple team me, that's when I move that basketball again.
As we take a look at some members of the crowd here in Alonte Sports Center in Biñan.
Again, this is a really big venue. I've seen this packed a couple of times. And really fortunate for these kids to have an opportunity in playing in some of the major venues here in the country.
In the country, yes, that's true. Of course, we did have our opening ceremonies and first games here in Alonte.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the second or third time, at least the third time that we've played here in Alonte.
And you're right, Coach. It's a big opportunity for these kids to be able to play in these venues, all sorts of venues, all across. Well, right now, all across NCR and the nearby regions.
And just imagine the air conditioning here is built for what, 6,000-7,000 people, and we're feeling all of that right now.
So if you guys want to beat the heat, we've got heat outside. If you want to beat the heat and catch good premier youth basketball action, you can always visit us here at the Alonte Gym. We'll catch Junior MPBL. We still have, after this game, we still have 2 more games. We're in the 16 under and 14 under division. As a foul is called on Ferolino on that attack by Cachuela. So he'll go to the line for 2.
Right now, San Pedro just trying to do enough to pull off this victory. But that could be a very dangerous ploy, as all it takes is someone just getting hot. As Intano, remember, in that first half, kept his team close, shooting well from the outside.
That was a Coach Rolly on your screens.
And what the cameras did not catch, Coach Alan Mangas giving some pointers to Intano. Of course, Coach Alan Mangas, I believe, coaching for the 16 and under squad, and you can see already the brain trust of that 16 and under squad right there by the bench of Biñan.
As that ball will stay with the red shirts. Going up and in is Tan Feliz.
Tan Feliz now with 4 points in the ball game. Very limited minutes, still finding ways to contribute.
And Cachuela will step on the sideline. Turn the ball over back to San Pedro. It's still an 11-point lead. San Pedro will set things up. They have been very patient, especially here in the fourth quarter, setting up their plays, running their plays, using the system that was set up by Coach James. Underneath, that's Lirio with the attack.
I like how they finally reward Sean Lirio, setting up a play for him, letting him work in the post now with 4 points in the game.
Intano for 3, that's short. He has not been converting on his outside shots since making 3 out of his first 5.
So far, they've not made any threes here in the second half after hitting 5 in that first half. And that's why San Pedro now starting to pull away.
It is Sean Lirio with that attack underneath for the basket. Salameda over to Intano. He will try another one. This time, he makes it.
That's a big mistake for Jonas Panahon. That's the one thing you want to guard on from Intano, that 3-point shot. As this time, off a steal, able to set up Cachuela for 2, a 5-0 run. That's the lead down to just 8.
We've got 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter as Panahon will catch that ball, that pass up in the air and make the basket.
Parang all the time, every time is the season to score for Jonas Panahon now with 21 points.
And it looks like Cachuela is catching fire here, making that corner three, cutting that lead down to 7. Here's Sullivan. Uses a screen from Lirio, goes inside, the shot is off, rebound will go to Lirio, he's up against 3 white shirts, the shot he puts up doesn't go in. Biñan with another opportunity to get closer, Intano goes inside, yes!
Based on experience, no lead has been safe here in the junior MPBL, even during the inaugural season, and right now it's Biñan coming back down by just 5 points.
We'll be back. That timeout was brought to you by Nature Spring as we take a look at
Vice
Commissioner.
Mayor. Yeah, that's a Vice Mayor Gel Alonte.
And yes, of course, Vice Mayor Gel Alonte, our gracious host here in Biñan. The score is 57-52. It's just a 5-point lead for San Pedro Spartans as the Biñan Tatak Gel have found a renewed fire to get back in this ball game.
Although I do like that Jalen Brunson jersey being worn by our Commissioner Keith Picasso. And right now it has been Intano trying to play Jalen Brunson for Biñan.
Yeah, you can see the parallels there.
A small guy trying to carry a team now with 24 points in the game.
He is outscoring Jonas Panahon. That doesn't happen very often. And another miss there. Here's Intano. Weaves through the sea of red. Behind the back pass. And that basket goes in. Panahon on the other end will be fouled.
I love the audacity of this kid Intano trying to pull off a behind the back pass in traffic with his team trailing.
And that almost got to Salameda's hands.
And Garcia now scoring another basket now with 8 points and 8 rebounds. But again, when San Pedro needs baskets, they know what time it is. It's Jonas Panahon time.
De Luna will trigger the inbound, gives it up to Panahon. Double team, kicks it out to Gadlan. They swing it over to Sullivan. Sullivan will pull it back. They've got 10 seconds on their shot clock. Here's Panahon. Gets 2 screens, goes up for the jumper. Yes!
That was a difficult shot for Panahon. With the defense draped all over him. Got his legs taken out, but still able to convert.
Meanwhile, here's Intano on the other end. That shot is off, but will stay with the white shirts. Lost in that previous play as well was Intano, who's ran into a bone-crunching screen from Sean Lirio. As Biñan Tatak Gel will call a timeout. We've got 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And that timeout was brought to you by Nature Spring, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. Of course, let's take this opportunity to thank our other sponsors, Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL, Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, Pound Active, Wing Bowl, Nature Spring, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacob, and Don Benitos. It's a 5-point lead for San Pedro over Biñan, but Biñan has the ball right now and a prime opportunity to get even closer, but Intano loses the ball off the inbound. Gadlan, ball is tipped from his hands and it is picked up by Salameda. Intano is up ahead, he's got Leary in front of him, decides against going inside, but this time will go in. Ball is tipped out of bounds and will stay with the white shirts.
That was a fishing expedition right there for Intano. Just no one taking the bait that time.
Salameda. That pass was off. Garcia couldn't handle it, and Panahon will take the basket.
Nothing flashy about the game of Jonas Panahon. Just knows how to put that ball in the basket now with 25 points in the game.
Intano launches a three, and he's fouled by Jonas Panahon.
Mortal sin right there. Jonas Panahon fouling the jump shooter, hitting not only the shooting arm but also a lot of body on that play.
So he will go to the line, does Intano for three. As here's Coach Rolly giving some instructions to Salameda. First free throw does not go in for Jeeth Intano. Second one trickles in. And he's 2 for 3. Cutting that lead back down to 5.
So far, Biñan has outscored San Pedro 16-10 in this final quarter.
As Cachuela will be called for that foul, a little too aggressive on defense there.
Well, that's only the second team foul for Biñan, and expect them to put a little more pressure, being able to still give 2 fouls without sending the San Pedro Spartans to the free throw line.
Here's Panahon. He has been scoring for his team in this quarter. Sullivan goes up and he will draw a foul.
John Lloyd Sullivan trying to be that second scorer for San Pedro. Already had 11 at the end of the first half. This will be an opportunity for him to get his first points in the second half.
First one is off the back iron. We didn't say anything, so they cannot attribute that to us.
I wasn't even looking.
The second one is right on target.
So he still got his first point in the second half.
So he did not make a liar out of you, Coach. Here's Cachuela. Decides to attack himself. The layup bounces out, but he gets the offensive rebound, but De Luna is there to pick that pass.
That's 3 straight turnovers for Biñan as they were trying to cut into that lead.
Gadlan gives it back to De Luna. De Luna, of course, their primary playmaker, ball handler. Here's Sullivan. Uses that Lirio screen. Will draw a foul. And that ball will stay with the red shirts.
Luckily for Biñan, Sullivan passed the basketball, so will not earn a trip to the free throw line, but that will already be team foul number 3 for Biñan. 4, team foul number 4.
Here's Sullivan. Goes up. Shot is off. Rebound going to League. Oh, another pass that was picked off by De Luna. 2 steals by De Luna here in the fourth quarter. He has proven integral to the defense of San Pedro. Here's Panahon. Look for him to create. Goes up for three. Off to the right. Rebound. They couldn't control it. And it stays with the red shirts. We've got less than a minute to go. And Intano will be called for the foul.
Foul number 29, that is their personal foul penalty.
So yeah, that puts Biñan in the penalty. So 2 free throws for Sullivan to pretty much put this game away.
And Sullivan will make the first. You've got Coach James can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Missing on the second free throw was Sullivan. Here's Cachuela in a rush. And he is fouled by Sullivan. So chance for Cachuela to cut into this lead with the time stopped.
Again, you have to be aware of the time and score. And that time, San Pedro giving up a foul when they are already in the penalty, giving an opportunity for Biñan to come closer with the time stop.
So Cachuela making the first. Two for two. And a substitution by Biñan here. Purisima checking into the game. First time I'm seeing him. I think that this is for them to go, well, they're going to go full man-to-man. Here's Panahon, pitches it forward to Sullivan, and Sullivan wisely holding on to the ball. De Luna gives it up to Panahon. 8 seconds on their shot clock. Panahon sees an opening. The pass is picked off but will stay with the red shirts. As Coach James Tolentino will call a timeout for San Pedro. We've got 24.4 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And it is a 5-point lead for the Spartans. Coach, 24 seconds to go. 4 seconds on their shot clock. This is a very important play for San
It's
Pedro.
only a 2-possession ball game, and you see how important this is for Coach James, even calling a timeout, making sure that a basket here will pretty much put the game away. But right now for Biñan, cannot afford to foul, as you do not want to send San Pedro to the free throw line, not with just 4 seconds after playing defense for 20 seconds. And at this stage, for Biñan to pull off a miracle, they're going to have to make this defensive stop and start shooting 3-pointers, which has actually been a problem for them, especially in that third quarter where they failed to make any. But so far, 2 3-pointers made here in the fourth quarter.
That those 2 3-pointers did spark somewhat their comeback into this ball game. 3-pointers coming from Intano and Cachuela. They cut this lead. Well, it's still at 5. This is as close as they've gotten here in the fourth quarter. Triggering the inbound is De Luna. Gets it inside to Lirio. Nice fake. And he draws a foul.
Again, just the importance of having the wide body inside with nothing going on that baseline out of bounds play. Had that safety option of dumping the ball inside to Lirio, who only has 4 points but already 8 rebounds and 3 assists, doing everything for Coach James.
As he picks up his 5th point there. Do it all big man for Coach James Tolentino and the San Pedro Spartans. And it's a luxury as well to also have a Frank Rubang coming off your bench, doing something similar as well. As Coach Rolly Amonelio will call a timeout with 22.5 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. We'll be back. We're so glad that you could join us here. Joel Parcon alongside my partner, Coach Noy Africa, and Daphne Cristobal on the side. We're bringing you Labanan ng Laguna, Part 1. San Pedro currently leading by 7 points, 65 to 58, with 22.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Cachuela wants to do something quick, but his shot is blocked. And that should be it. And Panahon is fouled by Cachuela, and we will walk to the line for two.
That time a fourth shot for Cachuela trying to work off the ball screen, but great defense there for San Pedro, getting the block, and Panahon with an opportunity to add to his total of 25 points. Not a very impressive game for Jonas Panahon, only with 25 points, averaging 31, 6 below his average. No, we're just kidding.
Not impressive by Panahon, Jonas Panahon standards. Substitution coming in. Jonas Panahon will be given a very well-deserved rest. And a timeout is called by Biñan Tatak. Gel will be back. And we're back here in Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan. It is San Pedro up by 8, 66 to 58 with 10.3 seconds to go. And Salameda will trigger the inbound. Biñan was able to get closer here in the fourth quarter, and that's a steal by Gadlan. And they will just hang on to the ball. And at the end of the ball game, The score is 66 to 58, an 8-point win for the San Pedro Spartans over Biñan Tatak Gel. And at this point, I don't think that there is any question as to who our best player of the game will be.
Well, all game long, it has been Jonas Panahon. I mean, we were trying to find somebody else, but continuously, consistently, all game long, whenever they needed the points, it was Jonas Panahon providing the points. And for San Pedro, despite coming out with this victory, I don't think they're going to be content because they allowed Biñan to hang around in the ball game, made that late run, but luckily doing just enough to get this victory against Biñan.
And San Pedro will now have a 3-game winning streak moving forward. Meanwhile, Biñan has dropped its last 2. Hopefully they are able to arrest this skid soon enough and get back into their winning ways. Meanwhile, we've got Daphne with our player of the game, Jonas Panahon. Daphne, take it away.
26 points, 5 rebounds with 2 assists for Jonas Panahon. Congratulations to you and your team. Nakita natin nung fourth quarter, biglang humahabol itong Biñan. Pero sa tingin mo, ano yung gumana sa team ninyo kaya kayo ang nanalo?
Nagtulong-tulong po kami sa play, tsaka sinunod namin si coach. Tsaka yung depensa namin mas sinigip ako po.
Jonas, for sure maraming mga nanonood sa'yo, nakasuporta. Ito yung chance mo para bumati sa kanila.
Walang sa lahat, kay Lord, salamat po. Tsaka kay Mayor Jun Versosa, Vice Mayor Banjilin Versosa, and family ko, Mama and Papa, Maribel Panahon, Jojo Panahon, and titos, titas ko sa Buruno, and sa Dubai, and kay Boss Mitch Versosa, and sa girlfriend ko, Daphne Lareno, and teammates.
Once again, congratulations to you and your team. At syempre, magpasalamat din tayo sa Don Benitos for providing our player of the game, this sumptuous Filipino delicacy. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasama. Back to you guys.
And thank you, Daphne. And congratulations to Jonas Panahon and the San Pedro Spartans for winning 66 to 58. They take part 1 of this labanan ng Laguna. Up next, we've got 16 under action still between these two teams. That is, of course, Labanan ng Laguna Part 2. On behalf of my partner, Coach Noy Africa, and Daphne Cristobal, this is Joel Parcon. We'll be back. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, gabayan pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga, iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,